Class, just want to give you a walkthrough of how the course works. Hopefully you're all signed up now and you're inside the course and you're seeing something similar to what I'm looking at right here. Every once in a while, the first week, get some questions about just kind of the basics of how to find everything in the course. And usually once everything is figured out, it's smooth sailing and students really like this system. But I want this video for the first week to kind of help getting through some of those first week hiccups that can cause us trouble. So my hope is this will be helpful. I'll try to make it brief and get to the point. So again, each day maybe that you're logging in during the week, you will see something very similar to this. You will see up here at the very top announcements. Please read each week. There will be important announcements in there. There's a lot of great videos already built into the course and the different assignments and lectures, etc. But I will also post some additional kind of supplemental videos there, so you want to take a look at those. I will be posting information about the midterm and the final. Both the midterm and final do need to be proctored. There's a couple different options for that, one of which is to sign up for it and take it at Phoenix College. There's also another option where you can take it at home, but you have to go through there's kind of some software and there's a small fee for it. So actually they kind of watch you through a webcam. It's proctored, but again, it's proctored kind of virtually versus being proctored in person. So we'll talk more about that as the course goes on, and that is one of the places I'll be posting information about it. So take a look at that every once in a while. I have a student who doesn't look at the announcements and then something like that, and all of a sudden the midterm passes and they haven't got signed up for it. So point being, I promise that they're not going to be wasting your time. Make sure to look at that each and every week. I'm a big fan of using the calendar right here. So if I click on a certain day, we can see what's due. So for the very first week, there's this introduction discussion. Really easy points. You go in there, just introduce yourself just like you would if we were meeting in person. You don't have to share any details you don't want to, but just kind of what your major is, etc., so we can kind of get to know one another. And then there's these different lecture videos. So that right there, you get points for that as well by watching that. And then homework assignments that go along with each of those. So I'm a big fan of using the calendar here to kind of go through and figure out what is actually due for the week. So then you'll see here that's due on Sunday. Each week the assignments are due on Sundays, which I think is a good way of doing it because it has consistency. The only exceptions for that being the midterm and the final, which will be due during the weeks, okay? But you'll see those on the calendar as well. As you see up here, there's a test, there's a review for that, but I really like the calendar because you can see exactly what is due each week. For the course, you need to get the assignments in on time. I cannot stress enough how important that is. The number one problem that students fall into in an online course is getting behind. I know life happens, so we do have 10 late passes that are built into the course, but really try not to use those. Try to stay up and on schedule of things. But if you do have to use them, you'll see it as an option next to the assignment. You can use your late pass, and it will kick it 1 week in the future. So every once in a while, students will use that and they'll think the assignment disappeared. You'll just see it the next week. So if you were right here on the 25th and you say used a late pass for the homework assignment 1.3, it would actually move the due date to the next week, and then you would start seeing it on September 1st. So just so you know for future reference, but hopefully you won't even have to use any. Additionally, as you kind of scroll down the course, like I said, I'm a big fan of the calendar here, but you can also access any of those assignments. Let's say we wanted to access the assignment for 1.1, the video and the homework. If I click on chapter 1 right here, it'll open that up. You'll see 1.1. We will see the video lesson. We'll see the homework assignment. There's some additional information, key concepts, textbook pages. So that's another place you can access even additional information than what you'll see on the calendar. So just know that's there. I've also had students who, because I'm a big fan of it, really focus on the calendar and then almost forget to ever scroll down and realize that there's additional content here lower down. Okay, and you'll see as you go through chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, midterm, 5, 6, 7, and then the practice final and proctored final down there. Last thing I'll mention here, like I said, try to keep this pretty brief, is that you have this syllabus, so take a look at that. And then also the textbook can be accessed right there as well. So I try to put that in an area that will be pretty visible, but each of those are of course important to the course. And that's pretty much the main points. Once again, stay up to date with things. Calendar is a great visual way of making sure you're doing what you need to do each and every week. If you scroll forward, you will see that, say that the due date for the midterm is on the 17th of October. And if you scroll even farther ahead, you'll see everything else. The due date's on Sundays. You'll see the final exam. The final day you can take that is on Wednesday, the 11th. And stay up to date on the announcements because that is something that, like I said, I'll be posting more information about how to sign up for a day and time to take those. And if you need to get in touch with me, the messages feature right here is a great way to do that. Additionally, and I should show one more thing here, for the discussion forums, There's that introduction discussion form, which you want to do the very first week. Get that done by the first Sunday that's coming up here shortly. And then underneath that, there's a math help form. I'll pop into that occasionally, but that can be a nice way to maybe help one another out as fellow students, interact with your fellow students. And like I said, if you really do need to get in touch with me, you have an important question, something with assignment, and it's not just you want to kind of collaborate with your fellow students on it, make sure to email me at my email address, which is ryan.cornell@phoenixcollege.edu, or the message feature here. The message feature is great because it keeps everything inside the system here in the course, and that way I'll know exactly what you're having trouble with. All right. Again, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm looking forward to a great course. Thanks.